Dan,
Afternoon, Steve.
you okay?
Wednesday, all good. How are you?
Good, thanks, mate.
I just want to start with some team news and check in on a few players, Steve. Starting with Musa and Ty. How are they after being on the bench?
Yeah, good. Yeah, obviously both have played some minutes in different ways and forms. Last week, obviously, Taiwo came on at Arsenal, which was a slight risk because he hadn't done much training. But obviously, when the game's going on and there's an opportunity to do something like that, you take it. And obviously, he and the team were better for his arrival on the pitch, and Musa played 45 minutes for the 21s the other night, so that was progress as well. So yeah, in a much better place. Obviously, both unlucky through pre-season to pick up injuries as they did in unfortunate ways. But we're past that now, and we're looking to getting them back to full fitness and sooner rather than later available to start games.
And just on Emma Richards and Felipe, how their recovery's coming?
Yeah, ongoing, not close to returning yet, unfortunately. So as always, great commitment from them in their rehab and doing everything they can to be fit. But there's still a bit of work to do yet before we see them with the team, unfortunately.
Any other injury concerns?
No, I mean obviously Julian's Bianconi played the other night as well. Harry Toffolo, who's still. Well, he's back training now, but he had a hernia operation in the summer, so he's similar to Musa and Taiwo, close to being available for starting games. Not quite yet, but so it was good that Julian and Harry got some starts for the 21s the other night as well. So
looking at Friday night football against Sheffield
United,
back at the City Ground, Steve, were so profitable last season, cemented Premier League safety against Arsenal there as well. So how much are you looking forward to taking the team back? Yeah,
we can't wait. We've actually trained at the stadium today because the club have done brilliant in investing in a new pitch. So we've had to train down there just to make sure we're used to the surface, which is not an unusual thing really. We have trained here quite a bit over the last couple of years, but yeah, no, there's nothing like being at home, and certainly our stadium and the atmosphere that it's created, certainly in my time here. So we're looking back, but you know, Premier League football is really tough, and home and away you have to give everything you have to try and get a good performance, and obviously the results that you want as well. So even though we're really looking forward to being at home, we're very much focused on our game and what it takes to do well on Friday night, because it's a game that we really want to commit to as always, and try and get everything we can from it.
I just wanted to ask you about the new signings into Anthony and Matt. What kind of impact they've had on the changing room, and especially Anthony? Do you think he has a chance of starting this on Friday?
Yeah. Everyone has a chance of starting if they train well and commit to our daily work. But yeah, Anthony's been. Well, the three guys have been great since they've come in. Obviously, Anthony's a little bit younger, and like I've said previously, he's a guy that if he can have an impact initially, then fantastic. But we also know that he's still a player that we want to fulfil potential. There's a lot of growth in him, and we're looking forward to going through that process with him. He's been in a couple of weeks now. He's very popular already. He's a very happy soul, and you know, enjoys being around the training ground, and really enjoys hard work as well, which is brilliant, and it should be a non-negotiable really. But he definitely has that. So and I thought it was great for him having that moment last week where he got the assist and the way he went about it. So that'll be good for his momentum and his confidence, and more of that would be nice.
In terms of transfers, Steve, there are a few questions about those. Lots of reports today about Nuno Tavares from Arsenal, Forest being interested in him. Is he someone you'd like to bring in? And also left back, is that somewhere you'd like to strengthen? I
think all your colleagues will ask me similar questions about different players. I think the normal answer that you get in these situations is we don't really want to talk about anything ins and outs until anything is done permanently. You know, from the ownership to sporting director, myself, we're all keen to bring players in. We're all working together in trying to do that, and if we can, you know, great. If things don't happen, it's obviously a slow market, and there's not loads going on, I don't think, across the board in the Premier League. If we're able to do some things, then fantastic. If not, then we continue and believe in the guys that we have, and whatever situation it is, we'll commit 100% to it. But there's a lot of hard work going on. We're really aligned in what we'd like to do with signings. Like I said, from myself to Ross and the owner. And if we can get things done, then great. If not, then we'll still commit as we do.
Just finally from me, Steve. I know you are Welsh, but I wanted to ask you about the Lionesses reaching the World Cup final for the first time.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I saw we trained this morning, saw the back end of it. So some achievement already to get to as far as they have, and worked at St George's Park for the best part of 5 years, I think. So it was very much joined up there with the male and female game in how we at the time went about our work and building. So it's great to see that they've kept that going, and obviously all of that work is to try and do well in tournaments, and that's what they're doing. So they're delivering, and obviously seeing the growth of the men's team over, or certainly since Gareth's been there, and now the women's team are doing so well as well. So an amazing achievement to get to a World Cup final, and all the very best to them.
Thanks very much, Steve.
Cheers, Dan.
Thanks, Steve.
Pete, all right?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. If we look back to the playoff semi-finals with yourselves against Sheffield United, obviously you went on to get promoted. But is it fair to say there wasn't a lot of love lost between the two sides at the time?
It's not something I've really thought about, to be honest. It was obviously big games at the time, and a really tight affair. Both games. There was ended up being no goals between. It was a penalty shootout, and I was probably right, really, in terms of it being neck and neck, and how the two teams did in the league. But I've not thought about feelings between clubs. It's not something we're thinking about. Fair play to Sheffield United and what they did last year, and bouncing back from that, and getting automatic promotion. We know how hard it is to get out of the league, and to do it in an automatic way as well deserves a lot of credit. But a lot has changed here. Obviously, you look at our team, and you look at how the club is growing, trying to grow both on and off the pitch, and we're just on our own journey, and we tend to think internally, think about ourselves, and the team is very, very different now, and just looking forward and looking at ourselves. But obviously it's going to be like every Premier League game. It's going to be a tough game on Friday, and it's going to be a great atmosphere. But it's one that we're just thinking about how we can have the best impact that we can, and that's our approach.
Just had a look at the new pitch, looking fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
As you say, Friday night is going to be bouncing.
It always is.
How nice is it not? It is. But how nice is it not to be the new boys, to be coming here playing? You are a genuine Premier League team now for the second season. You're not the new boys. Well,
it's our second year. I wouldn't say we're a fully fledged, established Premier League club. That's what we're aiming to be, but that takes time, and that takes daily hard work. So I wouldn't say just because we managed to stay in the league after one season, which is obviously a hard thing to do, as history will tell you. Just because we've done that, we're not. There's no sort of feeling of okay, this is us now. We're here to stay. That's what we want. But to do that, we've got to have the mentality of growth daily. And I said to you last week that the strongest feeling I've had since managing to stay in the league last year is how do we get better? How do we improve? Because we need to. And I think that's the mentality that's running through the club as well, because that's the only way you do grow. And if there's ever a feeling of complacency or just coming off 100%, then you'll fall short every single time. So no, we've got to work even harder than we did last year. We've got to play better than we did last year. I've got to be better. Every member of staff's got to be better than what they were last year to give ourselves the best chance of trying to grow. But there's no entitlement or guarantees, and now that's for sure. We've got to give everything we've got.
Danny mentioned transfers, not naming names, obviously you won't want to do that, but what sort of positions are you looking to fill? What are you desperate to fill? Well,
we're not desperate to fill anything. I think like any manager that you could speak to, in a conference like this, you're always looking for the opportunity to strengthen and to whether that's to strengthen the team or the squad, depending on the situation of the club. So we're no different. And like I said before to Daniel, if we would like to bring players in, and everybody in the club is working hard on that. And if we do, then great. But that is easier said than done. And if we don't bring players in, it won't be from a lack of trying from everybody. But like I said, but if we don't, then we've got a team that we believe in, and we've got a squad that we believe in, and we go to work.
Cheers, Nick.
Cheers, Pete.
Mark?
Hiya, no, thank you.
Hiya.
I'm going to push on in your capacity.
Sam?
Push on transfers.
Hi, Sam.
Hi Steve. In terms of what you're expecting from the game on Friday, what is this newly promoted club going to maybe pose a threat in terms of if you let them?
Oh, definitely, Sam. I think every Premier League team is full of strengths and full of players that can make a difference in games, and Sheffield United will be no different. And a promoted team always comes up with momentum, and a lot of players that played there last season as well. I know they've brought some in recently and have lost a couple as well, but there's still a core of players there that have been there for a while, and that brings a strength as well. It wasn't something we were able to do last year, and we talked about that quite openly. So there's that. Plus, like I said, to get to this level, you have more than something about you, and they'll be no different. So we'll fully respect that. We'll be ready for that. But more importantly, we'll be focusing on ourselves and being back here and looking at how we can have a positive impact in the game. Because in the end, I think that is always the most important factor in getting a performance and result that you want.
In terms of Sheffield coming here kind of with a point to prove, I guess, can assume that they might have an aggressive approach. In terms of the team, are you kind of preparing them to maybe lose a little bit of the quality and turn more to mentality?
No, not really. No, I'm not the first two parts of that question I haven't really thought about. We're just really thinking about, as I said, how we can be at our best in a game, because I think that's something you need to try, and that's an ambition I think you need to have in any game, especially when we're here at home. And I think that's how we have to try and grow the team and sort of have that belief that we can do that. So I've always believed in think yourself first, and obviously you need to know about the opponent and whatever strengths they bring, and like I said, Premier League more than ever. But the main percentage of our plan and our work is on what we do, and some of that is obviously counteracting the opponent and stuff like that, of course. But if we don't go into games thinking about how we can achieve and how we can be successful, then I don't think that's the right mindset to have. So that's really where I think it is, Sam.
And final one for me, in terms of the games that you've been handed for away for the first bit of the season, quite difficult. How crucial?
Quite difficult.
Quite difficult. How crucial is your home performances? Is that something that you've been?
Well, I think, we've been pretty. We have a lot of open discussions with the players, and we try and agree on, sometimes disagree on some things, and I think definitely both parts of them. That question is relevant this season. Is that we need to improve our away form and results as well, of course, and points. But at the same time, we want to pick up good points at home as well, and even though there was a big imbalance in that last season, doesn't mean that that we can't pick up points away from home, but it also doesn't mean that we're definitely going to pick up points at home, because if we have that attitude of we're home and we'll be all right, then that will smash us right in the face, and we don't want that. We have to start from scratch in every single game in terms of planning and preparation, and earn the right, like I said, to play well, but ultimately to get the points that we want. And it's always about the next game. The next game is Friday night, and that'll be our approach. Really tough game. Friday night, there's lots to be excited about, and the lights and everything else here at the City Ground. But our focus has to be on what we're in control of, and that's the stuff that we won't be taking for granted in any way, shape, or form. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Cameras off, please. Written section in Bargain.